Hello viewers, welcome to my channel Maths with VTC. Today we are going to see solution of a quadratic equation by the method of factorization. Consider the equation 2x square minus 3x plus 1 is equal to 0. When we substitute x is equal to 1, that is wherever you find x, you just replace x by 1. Then the left hand side becomes 2 into 1 square minus 3 into 1 plus 1, which is equal to 2 minus 3 plus 1, which is equal to 0, which is equal to the right hand side. So the left hand side is equal to the right hand side when you put x is equal to 1. In this case, we say 1 is a root of the equation 2x square minus 3x plus 1 is equal to 0. In general, a real number alpha is called a root of a quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0 if a into alpha square plus b into alpha plus c is equal to 0. That is, you just replace x by alpha and evaluate the value. If it is equal to 0, we can say alpha is a root of the quadratic equation. Or we can say alpha satisfies the quadratic equation. Note that the zeros of the quadratic polynomial ax square plus bx plus c and the roots of the quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0 are one and the same. Now we are going to see the method of factorization. That is, a quadratic equation can be solved by the method of factorization. So which is to be factored? The polynomial expression ax square plus bx plus c should be factored. In order to factorize the polynomial expression ax square plus bx plus c, you look at the middle term, that is the coefficient of x. B should be separated. You have to find two integers k and m so that k plus m is equal to b and km is equal to AC. It is purely guessing. There is no rigid rule to find k and m. You have to guess. Sum should be equal to b and the product should be equal to a into c. Only by experience you will be able to find the two numbers k and m. Now let us consider one example. 2x square minus 5x plus 3 is equal to 0. Here a is equal to 2. B is equal to minus 5 and C is equal to 3. So you have to find two integers so that their sum is equal to minus 5 and their product is equal to 6. It is purely guessing. There is no rigid and hard rule to find such numbers k and m. Only by experience you will gain the fluency. Now, minus 5 can be written as sum of minus 2 and minus 3 because minus 2 plus minus 3 is equal to minus 5 and minus 2 into minus 3 is equal to 6, which is equal to AC. Therefore, the given expression can be written as 2x square minus 5x plus 3 is equal to 2x square minus 2x minus 3x plus 3. In the first two terms, 2x is common. You take it outside. You will be left with the x minus 1. In the last two terms, so minus 3 is common. You take it outside. So you will be left with the x minus 1. Now, in this expression, x minus 1 is common in both the terms. So you take it outside. You will be left with 2x minus 3 into x minus 1. Therefore, the quadratic equation can be written as 2x minus 3 into x minus 1 is equal to 0. 2x minus 3 into x minus 1 is equal to 0. So, either 2x minus 3 is equal to 0 or x minus 1 is equal to 0. Because a product is equal to 0, therefore, at least one factor must be 0. Therefore, 2x minus 3 is equal to gives x is equal to 3 by 2 or x minus 1 is equal to 0 gives x is equal to 1. So x is equal to 3 by 2 and x is equal to 1 are the solutions of the given quadratic equation. Or in other words, we can say 1 and 3 by 2 are the roots of the quadratic equation. 2x square minus 5x plus 3 is equal to 0. Consider the example 4. Find the roots of the quadratic equation 6x square minus x minus 2 is equal to 0. Look at the coefficients. Here a is equal to 6, b is equal to minus 1 and c is equal to minus 2. So you have to find two numbers such that sum is minus 1, product is minus 12. Can you guess? Yes. 3 minus 4 is equal to minus 1 and 3 into minus 4 is equal to minus 12. Therefore, the middle term, that is minus x, can be written as 3x minus 4x. So the polynomial expression 6x square minus x minus 2 can be written as 6x square plus 3x minus 4x minus 2. So in the first two terms, 3x is common. You take it outside, you will be left with 2x plus 1. In the last two terms, minus 2 is common. You take it outside, you will be left with 2x plus 1. In these two terms, 2x plus 1 is common. You take it outside, you will be left with 3x minus 2. Therefore, either 3x minus 2 is equal to 0 or 2x plus 1 is equal to 0. Therefore, either x is equal to 2 by 3 or x is equal to minus 1 by 2. Therefore, the roots of 6x square minus x minus 2 equal to 0 are 2 by 3 and minus 1 by 2. Let us move on to the next example. Find the roots of the quadratic equation 3x square minus 2 into square root of 6x plus 2 is equal to 0. So here a is equal to 3, b is equal to minus 2 root 6 and c is equal to 2. So you have to find two numbers so that their sum is minus 2 root 6 and the product is 3 into 2 which is equal to 6. So minus 2 root 6 can be written as minus root 6 plus minus root 6. So the given expression can be written as 3x square minus 2 root 6x plus 2 is equal to 3x square minus root 6x minus root 6x plus 2. Obviously, root 3x is common in the first two terms, so you take it outside, you will be left with root 3x minus root 2. In the last two terms, minus square root of 2 is common, you take it outside, you will be left with square root of 3x minus square root of 2. So, in these two terms, square root of 3x minus square root of 2 is common. You take it outside, you will be left with square root of 3x minus square root of 2 into square root of 3x minus square root of 2. It is a repeated factor. Therefore, when you equate it to 0, you get x is equal to square root of 2 divided by square root of 3. Since it is a quadratic equation, it must have two roots. Here we have repeated root. Therefore, the roots of 3x square minus 2 into root 6x plus 2 equal to 0 are square root of 2 divided by square root of 3, comma, square root of 2 divided by square root of 3. Since it is a repeated root, you have to write it again. It is written twice. You have to keep this in your mind. Example 6. Suppose a charity trust decides to build a prayer hall having a carpet area of 300 square meters with its length 1 meter more than twice its breadth. What should be the length and the breadth of the hall? Already we solved this problem. That means already we constructed the corresponding quadratic equation. So if you go back and refer, you can find that the corresponding equation is 2x square plus x minus 300 is equal to 0. Now we are going to solve this quadratic equation by the method of factorization. So a is equal to 2, b equal to 1 and C is equal to minus 300. So, how to factorize B, that is 1? You have to find two numbers so that the sum is equal to 1 and the product is equal to 600. So, to guess, you have to factorize 600. You have to factorize 600, then you will be able to find the corresponding numbers. So, 24 and 25. Here, plus 1. B is equal to plus 1. Therefore, plus 25 minus 24. So, plus 25 minus 24 is equal to plus 1. Plus 25 into minus 24 is equal to minus 600. Therefore, it is purely guessing. Only when you solve more problems, you will gain the fluency. Therefore, you try to solve more quadratic equation by the method of factorization. Then, separating the middle term will become easy. So, here, 2x square minus 24x plus 25x minus 300 is equal to 0. You can write 2x square plus 25x minus 24x minus 300 is equal to 0. In any way you can write, you will get the same answer. So you don't get confused. Which has to be written first? Any way you can write it. Now in the first two terms, 2x is common, you take it outside, then you will be left with the x minus 12. In the last two terms, 25 is common, you take it outside, you will be left with the x minus 12. Now both the terms x minus 12 is common, you take it outside, you will be left with the 2x plus 25. So the given quadratic equation can be written as x minus 12 into 2x plus 25 is equal to 0. Hereafter it is very simple, equate each factor to 0. So when x minus 12 is equal to 0, you get x is equal to 12. When 2x plus 25 is equal to 0, you get x is equal to minus 25 by 2 or minus 12.5. Since x is the breadth of the hull, it cannot be negative. Therefore, x can be 12 meter only. Therefore, the length is 2x plus 1, which is equal to 2 into 12 plus 1, which is 25 meters. Now we answered the problem completely. Earlier we constructed only the quadratic equation. Now by the method of factorization, we got the answer. We found what is breadth and what is length. Okay, good. Now we go to exercise 4.2. Find the roots of the following quadratic equations by factorization. So in all the problems, you have to separate the middle term in such a way that sum is equal to B and product is equal to AC. That's all. So first problem, x square minus 3x minus 10 is equal to 0. So here A is equal to 1, B is equal to minus 3 and C is equal to minus 10. So you find two numbers so that sum is equal to minus 3 and the product is equal to minus 10. I can guess. Minus 5 plus 2. Minus 5 plus 2 is minus 3. Minus 5 into 2 is minus 10. Therefore, I write the given quadratic equation as x square minus 5x plus 2x minus 10 is equal to 0. You can write in the other way also. X square plus 2x minus 5x minus 10 is equal to 0. In any manner you can write, no difference. So in the first two terms, you have x common. Therefore, you take x outside, you will be left with the x minus 5. In the last two terms, you have 2 common. You take outside, you will be left with the x minus 5. Now x minus 5 is common. Therefore, the given equation can be written as x minus 5 into x plus 2 is equal to 0. When you equate them individually to 0, you get x is equal to 5 or x is equal to minus 2. Therefore, the roots of x square minus 3x minus 10 is equal to 0 are minus 2, 5. Second problem. 2x square plus x minus 6 is equal to 0. So here also a is equal to 2, b is equal to 1, c is equal to minus 6. So you have to find two numbers so that sum is equal to 1, product is equal to minus 12. So 4 and 3 are in my mind because 4 into 3 is equal to 12. So plus and minus sign you have to put suitably. We have plus x. Therefore, you can consider 4x minus 3x. 4x minus 3x is equal to x. 4 into minus 3 is equal to minus 12. So that is guessing. Now 2x square plus x minus 6 is equal to 0 can be written as 2x square plus 4x minus 3x minus 6 is equal to 0. So in the first two terms 2x is common. Therefore, we will be left with x plus 2. In the last two terms, so minus 3 is common. Therefore, the given quadratic equation can be written as x plus 2 into 2x minus 3 is equal to 0. So, when you equate them individually 0, you get x is equal to minus 2 and x is equal to 3 by 2. Therefore, the roots of 2x square plus x minus 6 equal to 0 are minus 2, 3 by 2. Now you consider the third problem. Square root of 2x square plus 7x plus 5 square root of 2 is equal to 0. So a is equal to root 2, b is equal to 7, c is equal to 5 root 2. So sum should be 7 and the product should be 5 into root 2 into root 2. So 5 into 2 which is equal to 10. So I can write as 7 as 5 plus 2. So 5 plus 2 is 7. 5 into 2 is equal to 10. Therefore, the middle term can be separated as 5x plus 2x. So root 2x square plus 2x plus 5x plus 5 root 2 is equal to 0. So when you take root 2x common in the first two terms, you will be left with the x plus root 2. Similarly, 5 is common in the last two terms. You take it outside, you will be left with the x plus root 2. So this can be written as x plus root 2 into root 2x plus 5 is equal to 0. Therefore, either x is equal to minus root 2 or x is equal to minus 5 by root 2. Therefore, the roots of the equation are minus root 2, minus 5 by root 2. Fourth problem. 2x square minus x plus 1 by 8 is equal to 0. So, a is equal to 2, b is equal to minus 1, c is equal to 1 by 8. So, sum should be minus 1 and the product should be 2 into 1 by 8 which is equal to 1 by 4. So, we have to guess. We have to guess the corresponding fractions. Sum is equal to minus 1, product is equal to 1 by 4. So it is minus 1 by 2 plus minus 1 by 2. Minus 1 by 2 plus minus 1 by 2 is obviously minus 1. And when you multiply minus 1 by 2 and minus 1 by 2, it is plus 1 by 4. So we are done. 2x square minus x plus 1 by 8 is equal to 0 as 2x square minus 1 by 2x minus 1 by 2x plus 1 by 8 is equal to 0. So, in the first two terms, 2x you take outside, you will be left with the x minus 1 by 4. Because here you can write 2 by 4. 1 by 2 is same as 2 by 4. So, numerator you take 2 outside, you will be left with 1 by 4. Similarly, here you take 1 by 2 outside, you will be left with the x minus 1 by 4. So, x minus 1 by 4 is common. So, the factors are x minus 1 by 4 and 2x minus 1 by 2. When you equate them to 0, you get x equal to 1 by 4 or x is equal to 1 by 4. Therefore, it is a repeated root. The roots of the given equation are 1 by 4, 1 by 4. Fifth problem. 100x square minus 20x plus 1 is equal to 0. Here a is equal to 100, b is equal to minus 20, c is equal to 1. So sum should be minus 20, product should be 100. It is very simple. Minus 10 minus 10. Minus 10 minus 10 is minus 20. Minus 10 into minus 10 is equal to 100. Therefore, the given equation can be written as 100x square minus 10x plus 1 equal to 0. 10x is common, so 10x minus 1 minus 10x minus 1 is equal to 0. Therefore, it is 10x minus 1 into 10x minus 1. So, here also it is a repeated root. Therefore, the roots of the given equation are 1 by 10, 1 by 10. It is very simple. Now, let us move on to the second problem. John and Jeevanti together have 45 marbles. Both of them lost 5 marbles each, and the product of the number of marbles they now have is 124. You would like to find out how many marbles they had to start with. It is also a known problem because earlier we constructed the corresponding quadratic equation. So you remember, or you go back and refer it. The corresponding equation is x square minus 45x plus 324 is equal to 0, where x is the number of marbles John had. So these are the things we developed earlier. You just recollect. I just written the quadratic equation, corresponding quadratic equation. Now 324, it has to be factored. Now A is equal to 1, B is equal to minus 45 and C is equal to 324. So you have to find two numbers so that the sum is minus 45 and the product is 324. So you factorize 324, you add the factors. If the sum is minus 45, it is okay. So minus 36 minus 9. Minus 36 minus 9 is minus 45 and minus 36 into minus 9 is equal to 324. So if you factorize 324, you can guess this numbers. Now as usual, you take x common in the first two terms. So it is x into x minus 36. Minus 9 is common in the last two terms. You take outside. So minus 9 into x minus 36. Now x minus 36 is common. Therefore, it is x minus 36 into x minus 9 is equal to 0. Therefore, x equal to 36 or x is equal to 9. Therefore, John and Jeevanti had marbles 36 and 9 respectively, or 9 and 36 respectively. Because we are given their sum is 45. Sum is 45. Therefore, John can have either 36 marbles or 9 marbles. So we get two different answers. Second problem. JA cottage industry produces a certain number of toys in a day. The cost of production of each toy was found to be 55 minus the number of toys produced in a day. On a particular day, the total cost of production was rupees 750. You would like to find out the number of toys produced on that day. So the corresponding equation is x square minus 55x plus 750 is equal to 0. We have written it directly because we solved earlier. We constructed the corresponding quadratic equation. Therefore, here we directly write it. X square minus 55x plus 750 is equal to 0, where x is the number of toys produced on that day. Now you have to factorize minus 55. It is very simple. Minus 55x can be written as minus 25x minus 30x. Therefore, the given equation is x into x minus 25 minus 30 into x minus 25 is equal to 0, or x minus 25 into x minus 30 is equal to 0. So either x is equal to 25 or x is equal to 30. Therefore, the number of toys produced on that day is either 25 or 30. Both are the correct answers for this problem. Now we move on to third problem. Find two numbers whose sum is 27 and the product is 182. So we take one number as x, then automatically the other number becomes 27 minus x because their sum is 27. We are given product is 182. So x into 27 minus x is equal to 182. So when you multiply and equate it to 182, you get x square minus 27x plus 182 is equal to 0. Here a is equal to 1, b is equal to minus 27, c is equal to 182. So here what you have to do is you find two factors of 182. Two factors of 182. If their sum is 27 or difference is 27, catch those two numbers. Obviously, 13 into 14 is equal to 182. So you have to put the sign suitably. So x square minus 13x minus 14x minus 182 is equal to 0. This can be written as x minus 13 into x minus 14 is equal to 0. Therefore, either x equal to 13 or x is equal to 14. Therefore, the numbers are 13 and 14. Hence, we solve the problem. Now, let us move on to fourth problem. Find two consecutive positive integers, sum of whose squares is 365. Consecutive positive integers. 3 and 4 are consecutive positive integers. 19 and 20 are consecutive positive integers. 55 and 56 are consecutive positive integers. So, if I take x as one integer, then x plus 1 is the next integer. So, x and x plus 1 are consecutive integers. So, I assume those integers are x and x plus 1. We are given sum of their squares is equal to 365. That is x square plus x plus 1 whole square is equal to 365. When you expand and equate it to 365, you get 2x square plus 2x minus 364 is equal to 0. In all the terms, 2 is common. You cut it out, then you will be left with the x square plus x minus 182 is equal to 0. So, already we studied 182 have factors 14 and 13. Therefore, x square plus 14x minus 13x minus 182 is equal to 0. When I simplify, I get x plus 14 into x minus 13 is equal to 0. Therefore, x is equal to minus 14 or x is equal to 13. Since x can't be negative, we take x is equal to 13. Therefore, the two consecutive positive numbers are 13, 14. Fifth problem. The altitude of a triangle is 7 cm less than its base. If the hypotenuse is 13 cm, find the other two sides. Read the problem carefully. Now you look at this picture. So if I take x as the base, then altitude is 7 less than the base. So base is x centimeter, altitude is x minus 7 centimeter. Given hypotenuse is 13 centimeter. So for this diagram, I am going to apply Pythagoras theorem. So by Pythagoras theorem, x square plus x minus 7 whole square is equal to 13 square. So after simplification, x square plus x square minus 14x plus 49 is equal to 169. Or 2x square minus 14x minus 120 is equal to 0. After cutting out 2, you get x square minus 7x minus 60 is equal to 0. Now you have to factorize. Splitting the middle term as minus 12x plus 5x, I get x into x minus 12 plus 5 into x minus 12 is equal to 0, or x minus 12 into x minus 5 is equal to 0. Since x cannot be negative, we have to take x is equal to 12. So if the base is 12 centimeter, then automatically the altitude is 5 centimeter. Hence the problem is solved. Consider the last problem. TA cottage industry produces a certain number of pottery articles in a day. It was observed on a particular day that the cost of production of each article was 3 more than twice the number of articles produced on that day. If the total cost of production on that day was rupees 90, find the number of articles produced and the cost of each article. Find the number of articles produced. So I am going to take x as the number of articles produced. So if x is the number of articles produced on that day, the cost of production of each article is rupees 2x plus 3, because it is 3 more than twice the number of articles produced. So it is 2x plus 3. The total cost of production on that day was rupees 90. Therefore, the total cost is number of articles into prices. So x into 2x plus 3, which is equal to 90. When you multiply, you get 2x square plus 3x minus 90 is equal to 0. Here you have to factorize 2x square plus 3x minus 90. So you have to split the middle term. Here middle term is 3x. So you have to find two numbers so that the sum is 3 and the product is minus 180. So splitting the middle term, we get to 2x square minus 12x plus 15x minus 90 is equal to 0. So you have to guess minus 12 and 15. 12 and 15 are the factors of 180. Okay. Now 2x into x minus 6 plus 15 into x minus 6 is equal to 0, or x minus 6 into 2x plus 15 is equal to 0. Therefore, either x is equal to 6 or x is equal to minus 15 by 2. Since x cannot be negative, we take x is equal to 6. Therefore, the number of articles produced is 6 and the cost of each article is 2x plus 3, which is equal to 15. Thank you viewers for watching my video. Please don't forget to subscribe and to share this video to your friends too. Thank you.